So, coming to our subject today, we're into Krishna tattva. So we've come through, as I've already said at the beginning, and previously we were discussing yesterday Radha's love for Krishna. And I referred to Mahaprabhu's three desires, Shiradaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrishovanaiva, this Mahima, this greatness of Radha. And how does Krishna's Kaviraj describe that greatness of Radha's love? So he describes that very clearly in Adi Lila chapter 4. So I've sent that document in our WhatsApp thread, and we spoke about that yesterday. But this is where we've come to. Now Mahaprabhu, he's heard of Radha's love. Now he wants to absorb himself in Krishna tattva, because in order to actually complete this absorption in the ultimate sadhya, the ultimate goal, as we said a couple of days ago, without clarity on the sadhya, our sadhan is basically zero. What are we performing our sadhan for if we don't know the sadhya, if we're not crystal clear on where we're going? And we can't, not that we are qualified to go to that place, but still we should know our destination. If you want to fly from Bangalore to New York, then you have to understand New York. You have to know where you're going. You have a desire to go there. It's got to be clear, otherwise you won't get there. There's so many destinations, especially in spiritual life. There's an abundance of different paths and avenues that are propagated by all kinds of personalities. There's the Kumbh Mela going on right now. How many people are there? Millions.
Yes.
Millions and millions of people are there.
As many as the citizens of Pakistan put together.
Huh?
As many as all the
As many people in Kumbh Mela as there are citizens in Pakistan are there at the Kumbh Mela. And probably as many people propagating that their particular path is the ultimate goal, the ultimate reality. So who are we in comparison to all these different personalities? So we have to be absolutely sure of our identity under the lotus feet of our beloved Sachinandan Gaura Hari and our Guru Varga. And what are they all saying? This is where I am. This is where we are as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We're underneath their tutelage, their guidance. So this Ramananda Rai Sangvad, spoken by Mahaprabhu through the mouth of Ramananda Rai, is essential to appreciate. So now we come to Krishna Tattva, which is on page 129 in our book here. So we'll start Krishna Tattva.
133 to 135 verses. Parama Ishvara Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Sarva Avatari Sarva Karana Pradhan Ananta Vaikunta Ar Ananta Avatar Ananta Brahmanda Iha Sabbara Adhar Satchidananda Tanu Vrajendra Nandan Sarvaishvarya Sarva Shakti Sarva Rasa Purna.
Sri Krishna is the supreme controller, and he is Swayam Bhagavan, the original supreme person. He is both the source of all other incarnations and the principal cause of all causes. Sri Krishna is the root of unlimited Vaikuntha planets, innumerable incarnations and infinite universes. He is the actual form of eternality, knowledge and bliss, the form of eternality, knowledge and bliss. Yet still, at the same time, he is the son of Nanda Baba, the king of Braj. We talked about this yesterday, this Mugdata, not knowing his supreme absolute identity, at the same time Sarvagya, knowing everything. So this is like a complete material contradiction. So it's totally achintya, beyond our material senses to comprehend. So without faith and loving devotion to our Guru Varga, then we will not even begin to appreciate this immense reality. Krishna's the Supreme Lord. At the same time, he's Nanda Maharaj's son, even though factually he is unborn. He's born, and yet he's not born. He's, what's that verse? Karmani anihasya bhavo bhavasyate durgashraya tari bayat pralayanam kalat mano yat pramod yuteshram svetman rate keditya dira vidam iha. Kapila Dev is saying this in the 3rd canto, 4th chapter. No, I'm sorry. This is Uddhav is saying this, that Krishna is born and yet he's not born. He's fear personified, yet he hides in a fortress in the ocean. He's the most renounced, and yet he lives with 16,108 queens. And it's saying that scholars become bewildered by this absolute contradiction. So here this contradiction is being mentioned again. He's the son of Nanda Baba, the king of Braj, as well as the actual form of eternality, knowledge, and bliss. It's a wonderful, wonderful meditation. He is unborn, being the primordial beginning of everything. Not only does Nanda Baba feel, I am Krishna's father, but Sri Krishna also maintains the eternal self-conception, I am Nanda and Yashoda's son. It's two ways. Nanda is thinking this and Krishna is reciprocating that way. He is the definitive master of all opulences and all energies. Ultimately, he is Raso Vaisaha, replete with all rasas, and Rasa Swarup, the very embodiment of ras.
Okay, 8.136. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam.
So now we're hearing the very powerful Krishna tattva. This same Sri Krishna, who is the very embodiment of eternality, knowledge, and bliss, is truly the supreme controller of all other controllers. He is the original two-handed form of Krishna, Swayam Rup. Furthermore, he is without beginning, and he is the source of everything else. He is Govinda, the absolute cause of all causes. Commentary by my Gurudev. In the previous verse, Sri Ramananda Rai explained that Sri Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And now he gives evidence of this in this verse, wherein Sri Krishna is addressed as Ishvara Paramaha. This denotes that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Controller and the original Personality of Godhead, the source of all other forms of the Lord. Ete Chamsa Kala Pumsam Krishna Stu Bhagavan Swayam. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28. Here Krishna is the proper noun, and all the remaining terms are adjectives, qualifying that noun. Sri Brahma said to Devarshi Narad, O sinless one, I have described to you countless incarnations of the Lord, and I have counted Sri Krishna as one of these. However, no one should think that Sri Krishna is another incarnation of these three Purusha avatars. Sri Krishna is the source of all other incarnations, including even Sri Ram and Sri Nrsimha. Therefore, it is clear that only Sri Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, or the original Supreme Person. This is confirmed in the Sri Krishna Sandarbha, Anucheda 82, text 36.
Avatar hi asankyata kahita me tavagrataha param samyak pravakshami krishnastu bhagavan swayam.
Now that I have described the innumerable incarnations of Godhead to you, I shall tell you that Sri Krishna is the original form of Bhagavan. Now, the commentary. At the time of Sri Krishna's advent in this world, Sri Gagaracharya said, Krishna tam gata, meaning now all the other incarnations that appeared in the previous ages have appeared within this blackish complexioned child. In other words, all the incarnations have entered into the body of Krishna, and they have attained oneness within him. According to the logic of prayas kumbham puyate, filling a clay pot with milk, or just as the pores of a clay pot become soaked with milk, the name Sri Krishna pervades the scriptures. He who is the supreme controller of all, the topmost reality, and the non-dual absolute truth is known by the name Sri Krishna. In the conversation between Sri Narad and Kushadvaj that is included in the Prabhash Khand of the Mahabharata and the Padma Purana, Sri Krishna himself declares, Nam Nam Mukayatamam Nama Krishnakyam Me Parantapa. O Arjuna, subduer of enemies, of all my names, the most prominent is Krishna. Here in this verse under discussion, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sri Brahma glorifies Sri Krishna by the name Govinda, who is none other than Sri Krishna himself. He who maintains the cows, gopas and gopis, as well as all the other residents of Braj, is Sri Govinda. His special characteristic is being the Indra, or Lord of the cows. In the context of the verse, the etymology of the word Krishna is as follows.
Krishir bhuvachaka shabdo nascha nivritti vachakaha tayor aikyam param brahma Krishna it abhidhiyate.
Mahabharata Udogya Parva 71:4. This verse is related to Krishna. The verbal root krish indicates all that exists, bhu, or sata vachaka, and na indicates his blissful nature, ananda vachaka, or he who generates an attraction towards himself that negates attraction to everything else, nivritti vachaka. Regarding the worship of Sri Krishna, the Gautameya Tantra, one of the Sattvata Tantras, Vaishnava scriptures, says,
Krishi sabdasya sattarto naschandana swarupakaha sukha rupo bhavedatma bhavanandamayastataha.
The word Krishi indicates existence or truth, and Na refers to the embodiment of natural bliss. The combined meaning is one whose existence is characterized by bliss, or one who attracts all and bestows bliss upon them. This is Krishna tattva. He is Sri Krishna, the embodiment of happiness, and he who is full of the topmost bliss. Sadaiva Somya Idama Gramasat. This means, O Somya, O gentle one, before the creation was manifest, there was only Sat Swarup, Bhagavan, he whose form is eternal. He is a storehouse of total bliss. The Vasudeva Upanishad also tells us, Devaki Nandano Nikilam Anandayat. Yet, the son of Devaki, Sri Krishna, makes all moving and non-moving entities blissful. Sri Krishna alone is Para Brahman, the absolute truth. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.10.48 states that Sri Krishna is the absolute truth, appearing undercover as a human being. Gudam Param Brahma Manusya Lingam. The Gopal Tapani Upanishad also states, Yoso Parama Brahm. Lord Gopal is the supreme truth. Sri Krishna says,
Brahmano hi pratishtaham amritasya vyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya kantikasya cha.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 14:27. I, Sri Krishna, am Nirgun, Savishesh Tattva Swarup. My form is possessed of all transcendental qualities, while devoid of even a scent of matter. It is I who am the shelter or source of the Brahmajyoti, the Brahman effulgence, which is the topmost goal of all impersonalists. Impersonalists, like the Devas ultimately, Brihaspati is described as being Brahman realized. So their ultimate reality is worshipping this Brahmajyoti, but they haven't appreciated that Krishna is that personality from whose effulgence this Brahmajyoti is manifesting. Immortality, immutability, eternality, Nitya Dharma, Prem, and Brajaras, the mellow of Braj, that bestows exclusive happiness. All these rest upon Sri Krishna's transcendental form, which is devoid of material qualities, nirgun, and full of all qualities of, and is full of varieties of transcendental qualities, savishesh. Krishna vai paramam daivatam. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Gopal Tapani Upanishad 1-2. As Sri Krishna is the supreme person, Parama Purush, he is also the original person, Adi Purush.
Shrutva,
Sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Shrutva jitam jara sandam nrpate dhyayato harihi ahopayam tam evadya uddhavoyam uvachaha.
Srimad Bhagavatam 10:72-15. After conquering all directions, Maharaj Yudhisthira was contemplating how to defeat Jarasandha, who seemed invincible. At that moment, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, indeed the original personality, suggested a method that he had heard from Uddhav. From this evidence, it is determined that Sri Krishna is the original Sri Hari. This is certain. It is not only because he is the source of all avatars that he has the quality of being the original cause. It is also because he is Anadi. He has no beginning. He is the Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha, or the very form of eternality, knowledge, and bliss. His body is his soul, and his soul is indeed his body. Anandam Brahmano Rupam. The form of the Supreme Person is Anand, bliss. Taittiriya Upanishad 2.4.1. In Braj, during his pastimes as a baby, a child, and a youth, he was called Brajendra Nandan, or Govinda. Sri Sutta Goswami says,
Sri Krishna Krishna Saka Vrishni Rishabhavani Drug Rajanya Vamsha Dahanan Anapavarga Virya Govinda Gopavanita Vraja Britya Gita Tirtha Shrava Shravana Mangala Pahi Brityan.
Srimad Bhagavatam 12:11-25. O Krishna, O friend of Arjuna, O best of the Vrishni dynasty, O destroyer of the royal dynasties who are ravishing the earth, O you whose splendors bestow auspiciousness upon all who hear about them, O you whose sacred glories are sung by the cowherd men and women of Braja, O Govinda, O Sri Krishna, please protect us, your servants. The 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 10:27-20, states that while ceremonially bathing Sri Krishna, the Surabhi cow addressed him as Govinda and said, Tvam na Indro Jagatpate. O you who are endowed with powerful, inconceivable energies, O you, the supersoul of the entire universe, O Achyuta, who never fall from your position, O Sri Krishna, O Jagatpati, Lord of the universe, you alone are our worshipful Lord. You, not Indra, are the maintainer of the universe. Sri Krishna received the name Sri Govinda after his bathing ceremony was completed. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:27-23 states, Govinda iti chabhyata Chabayat. Govinda named the Lord Govinda. Sorry. Indra named the Lord Govinda. Indra gave that name to Krishna. In his prayers at the end of this subject of Srimad Bhagavatam 10:26-25, Sri Shukadev Goswami also invokes the name Govinda, Priyan no Indra Gavam. O Indra of the cows, Govinda, be pleased with us. In the Gautamiya Tantra, there is the following description.
Gopim tu prakritim vidya janastattva samukaha anayor ashrayo vyaptya karanattvena cheshwaraha sandranandam param jyoti vallabhatvena cha katyate atava gopi prakritir janastadamsha mandalam anayor vallabha prokta Swami Krishna cha Ishvaraha karya karanayorisha shrutubhihi tena giyate aneka janma siddhanam gopinam pati eva va nanda nandana ityuktaha trailokyananda vardhanaha.
He who is famous amongst the cows, the earth and the Vedas, and who is the shelter of all of these is Sri Govinda Dev. He who is surrounded by the cows and is full of unparalleled opulence and sweetness is expert at manifesting his unlimited pastimes freely. He who is famous in all the worlds and in the Vedas, who always stays in Nanda Gokul, and whose dark complexion is the color of fresh rain clouds, enchants the minds of the residents of Braja. He expands his supremely sweet pastimes, and his sweet activities are sung loudly by the Vedas throughout all the worlds. That moon of Gokul, Sri Krishna Chandra, who wears the dress of a cowherd boy, is indeed called Govinda. It is clear that to the extent of the increase of Prem Ras in Lord Brahma's heart, his greed to obtain the sweet form of Govinda increases to that same degree. So these are passages that Lord Brahma is speaking. His greed to obtain the sweet form of Govinda increases to that same degree. Initially, he began to surrender himself unto the Swarup of Govinda within Sri Krishna, that is, to Gopal, a cowherd boy who is the son of Sri Nanda Maharaj, the king of Braj, and who is the life and soul of Mother Yashoda. When that Prem Ras matured and filled the Rasik heart of Brahma, he became exceedingly restless to attain the supremely beautiful dark complexion Shamsundar, who is an ever-fresh youth, Navakishore, and who is the greatest dancer, Natavara, and whose beauty bewilders even Cupid himself, Madan Mohan, especially when he is surrounded by the lotus-eyed Brajagopis. Furthermore, he offered himself unto Gopi Janavallabha, the beloved of the gopis, within Krishna. Lord Brahma is seeing this within Krishna. Brahma's heart was restless to taste the nectar of Gopi Prem. Thus he was not satisfied simply by chanting Krishnaya Swaha, I offer myself to Krishna, or Krishnaya Govindaya Swaha, I offer myself to Krishna, who is Govinda. His satisfaction came by chanting Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janavallabhaya Swaha, I offer myself to Krishna, who is Govinda and the beloved of the gopis. This is all substantiating the excellence of the Supreme Lord Krishna, who at the same time, as we said right at the beginning, is the son of Nanda Baba. So this is Krishna, the absolute truth, as well as the son of Nanda Baba. From the verbal root, gupa, comes the word gopi, which means to protect and to maintain. In this case, the meaning refers to the special Shakti that bestows prem and maintains the devotees. That energy, the Hladini Shakti, which is embodied in Radha. The phrase Gopi Jana consists of the words Gopi or Radha and Jana, which indicates the associates who are her expansions. Therefore, the phrase applies to the circle of Radha's associates, who are her direct bodily expansions. One should understand the word Gopi Jana to indicate Sri Radha and her Kaya Vyuha expansions such as Lalita and Vishaka. Their Vallabha, or most beloved, is Sri Krishna. Thus, Gopi Jana Vallabha means that form of Sri Krishna whom Sri Radha embraces eternally. Therefore, the use of Gopi Jana Vallabha naturally signifies the divine couple, Sri Radha and Krishna. So, Lord Brahma is referring to Krishna as this personality, the divine couple, Sri Radha and Krishna. These are the prayers offered by Lord Brahma. This is what we're appreciating here.
137 and 138. Vrindavane aprakrita navina madana kama gayatri kama bije yara upasana purusha yoshit kibhastavara jangama sarva chitta karshaka shakshat manmata madana.
In Vrindavan, Sri Krishna is the ever-fresh, transcendental Cupid. He is worshipped by the calm Gayatri and the calm Bij, the seed, sound, vibration, cling. He attracts the hearts of all living entities, male and female, moving and non-moving alike. And he is directly the very attractor of Cupid himself. So we'll stop here for today, and we'll continue on Monday. We won't be doing tomorrow, but we'll continue with this Krishna tattva tomorrow. So this is very extensive, this Krishna tattva. It's very deep, very significant.
Just one comment here. So this Kama Gayatri was originally given by Krishna, Lord Krishna to Lord Brahma, which even today we are
Yes.
able to chant.
Yes. So this Brahma Gayatri, as Bilvamangala Prabhu is mentioning, has originally come from the sound vibration of Krishna's flute. We had the Gopi Jana Vallabha Swaha. This mantra was bestowed by Saraswati to Lord Brahma, and then the purification enabled Lord Brahma to receive the sound vibration of Krishna's flute in the form of the Kam Bij Gayatri mantra, which we chant today. This Kam Bij mantra is coming from that transcendental realm, that sound vibration. So we'll discuss more of this on Monday. But it's all glorification of Sri Krishna. When we have this glorification intact, when we understand the Siddhanta of Krishna Tattva, then everything becomes very potent, very powerful. It's fixed firmly on solid ground, because what's going to come next is Radha Tattva, and then Vilas Tattva. So we have to have this platform very much secure to place the palace of Ras on that foundation. So on Monday, we'll continue. Shri Ramananda Rai Sangbad Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So yesterday, or Saturday, we came to page 136. So I didn't read the translation, We can just one time again read the Bengali here.
Okay, that is 137, 138.
Yes, yes. Vrindavana.
Yeah. Vrindavana aprakrita navina madana kama gayatri kama bije yara upasana purushayoshit kiba stavara jangama sarva chitta karshaka sakshat manmata madana.
We've reached this place of Krishna tattva. We've come through from Vanashram, Nishkarm Karma Yoga, Sharanagat, Gyan Mishra Bhakti, Gyan Sunya Bhakti, then Prem in Shantaras. Then we've gone Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and the Prem of the, or Kantaras it's called, Kanta Prem, this Madhurya Prem of the Brijbasis. And then we've come to the Prem of Sri Radhika. Now Mahaprabhu wants to hear Krishna tattva, this foundational layer that we need before we go to Radha tattva and Sakhi tattva. So these are the steps that we're going through. So this translation, in Vrindavan, Sri Krishna is the ever-fresh transcendental Cupid. He is worshipped by the calm Gayatri and the calm Bij, the seed, sound, vibration, cling. He attracts the hearts of all living entities, male and female, moving and non-moving alike. And he is directly the very attractor of Cupid himself. So I described the other day how initially Lord Brahma, he hears the Gopal mantra. This is spoken by Divya Saraswati. And he meditates on that Gopal mantra for some time, for a considerable time it's described. And then he hears this calm Gayatri, which is the flute sound vibration from Krishna directly, enter his ear and heart, comes into his heart. So this is the sequence. So there's two mantras that Lord Brahma hears. First, Divya Saraswati, which is the Gopal mantra, and then the Kam Bij mantra. Lord Brahma is being enlightened by that. So this is the sequence. So now the commentary by my Gurudev. Rasik Shekhar Nandanandan Shri Krishna is present in Vrindavan as Madan Mohan, the very enchanter of Cupid, with Sri Radhika, who is surrounded by ever-fresh, beautiful, lotus-eyed young gopis. Even after attaining him, one's greed to be with him simply goes on, increasing more and more. His beauty and sweetness are realized every second in eternally new ways, every second. For this reason, he is the transcendental, ever-fresh Cupid, Aprakat Navina Madan. In the hearts of those who worship him as Cupid, a very powerful spiritual amorous love, calm, awakens, and a type of madness ensues. Divyan Mad, it's called. His ever-fresh, modern form is beyond material nature. The ordinary Cupid only operates in this material world, inciting attraction towards the flesh. This is simply lust, which is grossly materialistic and quite detestable, because it leads to anger, kam, krodha, lobh, etc. All these lower qualities is what is the result of that material kam. Those in the bodily conception of life are bound by this material Cupid and forced to submit to material lust, bound like an oxen with a ring in its nose, bound tightly. Knowledge of one's relationship with Sri Krishna marks the onset of the jiva being situated in the transcendental position. Yes, once our relationship, and how is that sambandha? Sambandha Gyan initiates by the Guru. Guru gives us that Krishna Seva Vasana, that transcendental Bhakti Lata Bij, that seed of desire to serve Krishna, initiating our sambandha, our relationship with Krishna. Knowledge of one's relationship with Sri Krishna marks the onset of the jiva being situated in the transcendental position. So then he has the adhikar, the ability to detach himself from this bodily conception and begin to appreciate his transcendental identity. This spiritual position is of two kinds, Swarupgata and Vastugata. We say Siddha Swarup and Vastu Siddhi. Siddha Swarup is realization of our perfection in service to Krishna in this body, Siddha Swarup. And Vastu Siddhi is when we leave this body altogether. When we die, we can say. When we leave this body altogether, that is Vastu Siddhi. So these two. So there's Swarupgata and Vastugata. So they are related to what I've just said. In the beginning stage, the sadhak does not gain liberation from his relationship with matter. Only partial spiritualization arises in him at that point. Only partial, it's not complete. Although he may come to live in Vrindavan, he is not a factual resident. This is Swarupgata. Once the materialistic tendency of the gross and subtle bodies is destroyed, the practitioner gradually achieves his factual position in Vrindavan by Krishna's desire. Krishna will award that by his desire. At this point, through the mercy of Guru, at this point, during the stage of sadhana, spiritual practice, the jiva worships Sri Krishna by the calm Gayatri and the transcendental calm Bij. Gayantam triyate yasmat, Gayantri tvam tata shmritaha. That which delivers the chanter is known as Gayatri. The calm Gayatri bestows appreciation of the form of the ever-fresh transcendental Cupid, Sri Krishna, and reciting it makes that form manifest in the heart. That is the potency of this calm Bij, this calm Gayatri. Krishna will manifest in the heart. It's the sound vibration of Krishna's flute, ultimately. Furthermore, by evoking a momentary glimpse of that form, it gives that person who meditates upon it an intense desire to obtain him completely. Then we're overcome by this intense lobe, this intense lasamayi, this intense greed that Narottam is constantly talking about throughout all his beautiful bhajans. This pratana is spoken, this intense greed, every verse practically. As revealed in the higher Shirsha Pancharatra, those who are well versed in understanding of fundamental truths have explained that the ultimate object, the Lord, who is signified by his mantra, the reciter, the presiding deity, and the mantra itself are all non-different. The calm Bij, or the seed syllable of the calm Gayatri, is Kling. This calm Bij. Is Kling. Just as the calm Gayatri is the rasatmaka Swarup, the form that is full of rasa, of the ordinary Vedic Gayatri. I'll read this again. The calm Bij, or the seed syllable of the calm Gayatri, is Kling. Just as the calm Gayatri is the rasatmaka Swarup, the form that is full of rasa, of the ordinary Vedic Gayatri. The calm Bij is likewise the rasatmaka Swarup of the original sound vibration, pranav or omkar. The calm Bij, Kling, consists of 4 letters, ka, la, I, bindu, and aswara. The Brihat Gautamiya Tantra states,
Kakara Purushat Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Ikara Prakriti Radha Nitya Vrindavaneshwari Laschanandatmakam Prema Sukam Tayocha Kirtitam Chumbana Ananda Madhuryam Nada Bindu Samirita.
The letter Ka Sri Krishna, the Supreme Person, whose body is composed of eternality, knowledge, and bliss. So this is the letter Ka. The letter I designates the supreme power and the eternal presiding goddess of Vrindavan, Vrindavaneshwari, Sri Radha. The letter La indicates the bliss of Sri Radha and Krishna, and the Nada Bindu, that's the dot, suggests the Madhurya that comes from the happiness of their kissing together. So this is the description of the Kam Bij, the Kam Gayatri mantra, but specifically cling. Thus, the Kam Gayatri, composed of 24.5 syllables, is the very form of Sri Krishna. Everything is there. This mantra makes the whole universe restless to attain love for Sri Krishna. From the verbal root kam, to desire, the word kam is derived. Kam is the object that one desires. Kamadev is the name of Madan Mohan Sri Krishna, the ever-fresh transcendental Cupid, who is endowed with beauty, sweetness, and all divine qualities such as Vaidagdhya, cleverness. As the emperor of all embodiment of amorous love, he attracts the minds of all. This is the nature of Krishna. There are 25 syllables in the Kam Gayatri. Ka, Ma, Da, Va, Ya, Vi, Dam, He, Pu, Spa, Ba, Na, Ya, Di, Ma, Hi, Ta, No, Na, Nanga, Pra, Cho, Da, Ya, and Ta. The syllable Ya in the word Kamadevya, the last syllable, is considered a half syllable. The four aspects of Krishna, the holy name, the mantra, his body or deity form, and his Swarup nature, are non-different from him and from each other, all the same. Every syllable of the Kam Gayatri represents one of the moons within his form. One of these 24 moons is manifest upon every one of his limbs. His 10 fingernails and 10 toenails are 20 of these moons. 2 of his cheeks, 2 are his cheeks. 1 whole moon corresponds to his entire face. Another is the drop of musk decorating his chin, and the half moon is Krishna's forehead. So 25.5 moons it's described. The 10 fingernails, the 10 toenails, the 2 cheeks, that makes 22. The musk dot is 23. What's that?
Forehead.
And his whole face is 24. So it's 24.5 syllables. It's saying there are 25 syllables, right, but there are 24.5 moons. And the half moon is his forehead. Moved by a feeling of doubt and unable to discover the half syllable of the Kam Gayatri, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur went to the bank of Radhakund to give of his life. But Sri Radha revealed to him in a dream, Vi Karanta Ya Karena Cha Chadar Aksharam Prakirtitam, the Varnagam Bhashvata, which is a Sanskrit grammar book, also gives the same conclusion. Srimati Radhika explained that when the letter Ya precedes the letter V, then Ya is considered a half syllable. It is stated in this book that except for the letter Ya that precedes the letter V, all other syllables are complete and are considered full moons. Vayanta Ya Karo, Ridaksham Lalita, Lalata, Radhe Chandra Bimba, Tad Itaram, Purna Ksharam, Purna Chandra Iti. The forehead of Sri Krishna is the half moon, the half syllable. Sri Shyamasundar, who churns even the mind of Cupid, attracts the hearts of the entire world with his astonishingly beautiful attire. So this is Krishna tattva that we're hearing. Actually, this is all described in another place. We're going to see it in this Sangbad. It'll be described directly. Go ahead.
Maduram maduram vapurasya vibho maduram maduram vadanam maduram madhugandhi smridu smitam yetadaho maduram 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 maduram.
Sri Krishna Karnamrita 92. The composer of Sri Krishna Karnamrita, Sri Bilvamangala Thakur, says, the body is unlimited. The body of unlimited Sri Krishna is exceedingly sweet. Atop this body, his moon-like face is even sweeter. Upon his face, his soft and mild smile and fragrant breath are even sweeter than the sweetest. Everything about Sri Krishna is sweet, sweet, sweet. This person, who is the ultimate extent of sweetness, completely blossoms when he is with Sri Radha. When Sri Krishna disappeared from the Ras Leela, leaving the gopis behind, they became distressed in separation and lamented. Sri Shukadev achieved oneness of mood, tadatmya, with these gopis and said,
Tasam avira bhuj chaurihi smayamana mukhambujaha pitambaradhara sragvi sakshan manmata manmata.
Shukadev Goswami is calling Krishna Chaudi. This is like Soli from the Vrishni dynasty or the Yadu dynasty in Mathura, because he's unhappy that Krishna disappeared. When Sri Krishna again appeared before the beautiful ladies of Braj, he was wearing, because Shukadev became Tadatma, achieved oneness with the gopis, this mood of intense desire and separation from Krishna. When Sri Krishna again appeared before the beautiful ladies of Braj, he was wearing a yellow cloth. He was also wearing a garland made of blossoming forest flowers, and upon his lotus face was a sweet smile. Indeed, the beauty of such a form bewilders the mind of even Cupid, who agitates the minds of all beings. So this was his manifestation in front of the gopis after they had just sung their Gopi Geet, their final verse when they're praying. What's that? Yatte sujata charanam buruham saneshu, when they're lamenting that Krishna is walking on the forest path and won't his feet be pricked by the needle-sharp stones and grains on the path. This is how the gopis, their hearts are completely crying for Krishna so desperately. And then he appears with this verse. This is in the following chapter, chapter 32. The God of love, Kamadev, who is in the Swarup of both Sri Krishna and the gopis. The God of love, Kamadev, who is in the Swarup of both Sri Krishna and the gopis, was himself situated there in order to achieve Sri Krishna in the mood of the gopis. Encountering such beauty and elegance, Kamadev himself fainted, being wounded by the arrows of love. So these are two aspects of Kamadev, in the hearts of Krishna and in the hearts of the gopis. Very wonderful consideration. Okay.
140. Nana bhaktera rasamrita nana vidahoy seshabara samritera vishaya ashray.
The previously mentioned 5 types of devotees, Shantadasya, etc., have various moods of worship according to their devotional sentiments. They experience varieties of ras. Both the worshipable object and shelter of all these different rasas is Sri Krishna himself. It is stated in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that there are 12 rasas. There are 5 mukhya or primary rasas, namely Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. And the gona or secondary rasas are 7 in number, mainly laughter, hasya, compassion, karuna, chivalry, vira, fear, bhayanka, disgust, vibhats, and astonishment, adbhuta. The object, vishaya, and the receptacle, ashraya, or the object of relish, asvadya, and the relisher, asvadaka, of all of these rasas is Sri Krishna himself. A description of the 2 aspects of Sakya Ras is given as an example here. Upon his defeat, Sri Krishna carried his friends upon his shoulders. At that time, he becomes the ashraya of Sakya Ras. And when he is victorious, he climbs upon the shoulders of his friends. He becomes the Vishaya, or the taster of Sakya Ras. So Krishna is in both the Sakya, the Vishaya, and the Ashraya in these pastimes. He's the object and the subject of Ras. So this is what it was described in the previous paragraph, that he's both the Ashvadya and the Ashvadaka, the relish, the object of relish, and the relisher itself. Okay.
141 Akila Rasamrita Murti Prasramara Ruchi Ruddha Taraka Palihi Kalita Shama Lalito Radha Preyan Vidur Jayati.
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 111. All glories to him, all glories to him, the complete embodiment of all nectarian loving mellows, rasas, who by the diffusion of his bodily effulgence kept both the gopis named Taraka and Pali most subjugated, who also controlled Lalita and Shyamsaki, who is the most beloved of Sri Radha. This verse presents 3 adjectives, establishing that Sri Krishna is the sole object of all rasas. Sri Krishna, the epitome of all nectarian ras, is the only one who tastes the ras of Sri Radha, she who surpasses everyone in quality, sweetness, and cleverness. Furthermore, he is the supreme and exclusive enjoyer of all the gopis, who are the receptacles of love. He controls them all, including Swapaksh Lalita, Vipaksh Taraka, and Chandravali, and Surit Paksh Shamala, and Tatasta Paksh Bhadrapali. So in other words, Krishna is the taster of all these Shaktis, only Krishna. So he is that Akila Rasamrita Murti. He is that supreme person. This is what we're describing. This is what Ramananda Rai is describing to Mahaprabhu. In Rasa Leela, when Sri Krishna once more came before the gopis, wearing a garland that was placed around his neck by a beloved in a solitary place, then Sri Radha, who was full of loving anger, launched her crooked glances at him. Chastising him, she said, "O crest jewel of magicians, the use of your loving poison on us was successful. You took the life out of our bodies. Have you come back to burn us on the funeral pyre?" Sri Radhika is the crest jewel of all of Sri Krishna's beloveds. She is full of crookedness that arises from her honey-sweet affection for Sri Krishna, Madhu Sneha. Thus, she is full of the feeling that Sri Krishna is mine. Situated on the next level, beneath Radha, in loving affairs, are Shyama, Lalita, and Taraka. The other gopis, such as Palika, are on the 3rd level. So these are the different Shaktis emanating from Sri Radha, and Krishna is the sole object of affection and attraction for all of them.
142 Sringara Rasaraj Maya Murti Dhara Ateva Atma Paryanta Sarva Chittahara.
Of all the various rasas, the amorous mellow, Sringara Ras, is the topmost. We said before how sometimes Madhurya Ras can be used in a general term, in the sense that Madhya Yashoda is in Madhurya Ras. The Sakas are in Madhurya Ras. those servants of Krishna are also in Madhurya Ras. It can be used in a general term, but Sringara Ras is specifically for the gopis and Krishna. So Sringara Ras is the topmost. This Ras is the emperor of all transcendental mellows, and Sri Krishna is the embodiment and the king of this mellow. This form of Sri Krishna is all attractive, even to himself. Go ahead.
Okay. 8.143. Vishvesham anuranjanena janayan anandam indivaram shreni shamala komalair upanayan anger angotsavam anangotsavam swachandam vraja sundari bir abita pratyangam alingitaha Shringara Saki Murtiman Iva Madhav Mugdho Hari Kriditi.
You see how blessedly fortunate we are. Today is the Tirabhav of Jayadev Goswami, and now within our reading is this beautiful verse from Gita Govinda 148 to appreciate Jayadev Goswami's moods and sentiments. O Saki, in this spring season, Sri Hari has become amorous love, incarnate, and intoxicated by this ras, is enjoying loving pastimes. With the limbs of his body, which are softer, darker, and more beautiful than a blue lotus, he begins the festival of love. With ever-increasing ardor, he is satisfying the gopis' unbridled passion, far in excess of their expectations, and having taken on an aggressive mood, the beautiful Braja maidens are fully and unrestrainedly embracing each and every limb of his body. This is Jayadev Goswami's moods at this time. Only a few personalities are writing about Krishna's Leela in this way. Vachaspati, Chandidas, and Jayadev Goswami. These are the books, and Bilvamangala Thakur. These are the books that Mahaprabhu would like to hear in glorification of Krishna. Mahaprabhu, being in the mood and kanti of Sri Radhika, would relish these descriptions, especially Kavi Kanpur's Karanamrita. This is all glorification of Krishna. So as the mood of Radhika, he is relishing that, hearing the glorification of Sri Krishna. This verse establishes that Sri Krishna is the very personification of the amorous mellow of Sringara. So Jayadev Goswami had not been recipient of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings, basically giving us the full understanding of who is Sri Radhika through the Manjaris, through Rupa Goswami. So Jayadev Goswami wasn't recipient to that. So therefore he's glorifying Krishna principally. That's why he couldn't write this verse, Smaragarala Kandanam, that we were quoting before, because his Ishtadev is Krishna, not Radhika. So Krishna putting his head at the lotus feet of Sri Radhika, how can Jayadev Goswami begin to write that verse? He can't. Krishna has to come himself, as we heard, and write that very verse. Understand the intricacies of these loving appreciations of Radha and Krishna's Leela prior to Mahaprabhu. After Mahaprabhu, then it can be comprehended that Sri Radhika, this Shakti, is actually controlling the Shaktiman. This Rati is Samartha Rati. Samartha Rati controls Krishna by the potency of their attraction and affection. It controls Krishna. We've said many times that initially Krishna was not that there is a beginning, but still Rupa Goswami describes that the initial attraction came from Radhika to Krishna, and Krishna reciprocated with Radha. But Jayadeva Goswami is writing with a different mood because he hasn't been influenced by the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has come to give us Sri Radhika. So understand, what are the gifts of Mahaprabhu? They're extraordinary, exceptional. This verse establishes that Sri Krishna is the very personification of the amorous mellow of Sringara Ras. But now we're going to go beyond this ultimately in the next phase of Radha Tattva. But yes.
144. Lakshmi Kantadi Avatarera Hare Mana Lakshmi Adinari Ganera Kare Akarshana.
Sri Narayan, who is the beloved of Lakshmi and all the incarnations of Bhagavan, as well as Lakshmi and all the other female energies of these incarnations, all are attracted to Sri Krishna. So this is Krishna Tattva. Krishna attracts the hearts of Bhuma Purush, Mahavishnu, Purush avatars, Sri Narayan, Lakshmi, and all others.
145. Vijatmaja me yuvayor didrakshuna mayopanita bhuvi dharma guptaye kala tirnav avanir bharasuran hatveha bhuyaha tvare yatam antime.
Srimad Bhagavatam 10, 89, 58, right at the end of the 10th canto. The Bhuma Purush, Lord Mahavishnu, said to Sri Krishna, O Sri Krishna, who possesses all potency, O Arjun, only to see both of you did I bring the sons of the Brahman to my abode. You have appeared with your plenary portion to take away the burden of the earth and to protect religion. After removing the burden of the earth by killing the demons, please quickly return. Discussed here is an event that occurred in Dwarka, when a Brahmana's newborn son died as soon as that child touched the earth. Taking up his son's dead body, the Brahmana placed it on the doorway of the royal palace and said, without a doubt, because of the bad behavior of this greedy, licentious, materialistic king, who is envious of the Brahmanas, my son has died. O king, who is coarse and violent, and whose senses are uncontrolled, a king, who is coarse and violent, and whose senses are uncontrolled, ensures that his subjects will always remain poor and unhappy. So the Brahman is criticizing Krishna. The 8 sons of the Brahmana died successively in the same manner. The Brahmana placed all the bodies of his dead sons at the palace gate. Previously, in Dwapara Yuga, the governments were completely responsible for the welfare of all the citizens, totally. Even their life and death, they were expected to be held responsible for. What a contrast that we have today in Kali Yuga. When the 9th of his sons died, Arjuna, who was standing near Bhagavan, Sri Krishna said, O Brahman, is there no Kshatriya here in Dwarka who carries a bow? This time I will protect your son. The Brahmana replied, if my sons could not be protected by Bhagavan Sri Krishna and Balaram, then what can you do? Arjuna said, my name is Arjun, and the name of my bow is Gandiva. After I fight with Yamaraj, the god of death, I will protect your son. When the time came for the Brahmana's wife to have the next son, the Brahmana sent word to Arjun, who arrived there, and by his barrage of arrows formed a complete cage around the maternity house. At the time of birth, the Brahman's son cried and cried until suddenly the child completely disappeared from the maternity room. By the strength of his mystic power, Arjuna went to many planets looking for the child. When he could not find him anywhere, he prepared to give up his life by entering fire and immolating himself. Witnessing this, Bhagavan said to Arjuna, come with me, I will show you all the sons of the Brahmana. Both Arjuna and Sri Krishna mounted the chariot, crossed the 7 islands and 7 mountain ranges of this universe. As they approached Loka Loka mountain, such a dense darkness came upon them that even the 4 horses pulling Bhagavan's chariot, namely Saibhya, Sugriva, Magapushpa, and Balaka, became bewildered and could no longer discern the correct path. Then Sri Krishna ordered his Sudarshan Chakra to proceed ahead of the chariot and to show the way. Moving onwards, Arjuna and Sri Krishna entered Mahakal Puri, the city of Bhuma Purush, Sheshnag. That Sri Bhuma Purush rests on the causal ocean. He is the Lord of the spiritual sky and non-different from Sri Narayan. That Bhuma Purush spoke this verse to Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Thus it is clear that Sri Krishna captures the heart of Bhuma Purush or Narayan, and indeed of all Bhagavan's incarnations. This verse gives evidence of Sri Krishna's all-attractiveness. The next verses presents further evidence of this. So these sons, 9 of them altogether, were returned by Krishna and Arjuna in Dwarka. Of course, the sons had already grown up by the time they were returned to their Brahman father, but then the Brahman again placed his full faith in Bhagavan Sri Krishna and of course Arjuna. So now this verse.
146 Kasyanu bhavosya nadeva vidmahe tavangrirenu sparasadikaraha yadvancha srir lalancharatapo vihaya kaman suchiram dritavrata.
So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:16-35. Who could be greater than Sri Krishna Bhagavan? This is Krishna tattva. Than someone who can go beyond these material coverings to the very abode of Mahavishnu. Who could be greater than this? The wives of the serpent Kaliya said, O Bhagavan, we cannot understand which sadhana this Kaliya serpent had performed that awarded him with the qualification to receive the dust of your lotus feet on his head. To attain the dust of your feet is so rare that even Lakshmi, who is your wife, performs severe austerities in a very regulated manner, giving up all types of pleasures for a very long time at Bailvan. Lakshmi Devi is still there at Bailvan, trying to enter into Braj to perform the Ras Leela with Krishna.
Just one point. You can feel how much disappointment Arjuna would have experienced after going and meeting, clearing the entire universe, and then when he was deputed to take the queens out of the Dwaraka. So he was defeated by some cowherd men.
Cowherd men were in fact Krishna,
Yes,
in
yes.
disguise, retrieving his eternal consorts, his wives. But at the same time, for Leela's sake,
Yes,
Arjuna was defeated at that time, and how despondent he must have felt.
yes.
Even his Gandiva bow was not operating. So all of these remarkable, beautiful pastimes. In essence, Lakshmi was so attracted by the beauty of Sri Krishna that she left behind the enjoyment of intimate association with her husband, Sri Narayan, in favor of performing very severe austerities to avail herself of Sri Krishna's association. Yet even so, she still did not achieve the qualification to touch his lotus feet. She could only attain a faint glimmer or shadow of his association by becoming a fine golden line upon Sri Shyamasundara's chest. So all these are supportive of Brajendra Nandan Shyam Sundar being the Supreme Lord, not Lord Narayan. By contrast, what pious activities did the serpent Kaliya perform that Sri Krishna bestowed his causeless mercy upon him by dancing upon his hoods, while Lakshmi to this day is still performing severe austerities? When Sri Krishna inquired from Lakshmi the reason behind her austerities, she replied, I want to sport in Vrindavan with you, just like the gopis do, and receive a form like theirs. Bhagavan Sri Krishna said, Lakshmi, it will be most difficult for you to attain that. From this, it is clear that the beauty and sweetness of Sri Krishna stole the mind of even the wife of Sri Narayan.
147 Apana madhurye Hare apanar mana, apana apani, chahe karite alingana.
The sweetness of Sri Shamsundar is so unparalleled that it enchants his own mind. Becoming bewildered, he even wants to embrace himself. So this is also described in Adi Lila chapter 4. Actually, it's described twice in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay.
148. Apari kalita purvakas chamatkara kari spurati mama gariyani esha madhurya pura ayam aham api hanta prekshayam lubda cheta sa rabasam upabhoktum kamaye radikeva.
Lalita Madhav 8:34. Seeing his own sweetness reflected in a bejeweled pillar, Sri Krishna said, "How wonderful, how astonishing, and indescribable is my profound beauty, which is the cause of great wonderment. I am enchanted by this beauty, which is arousing the eager desire to embrace and enjoy myself, exactly like Srimati Radhika does." So this is all glorification of Krishna. This is Krishna tattva. This whole chapter is so beautifully opening out the position of Krishna, his excellence, and his profound beauty, which steals even his own mind. This is the final conclusion from Lalit Madhav, from Rupa Goswami. It even steals the mind of Krishna. So Krishna manifesting as that supreme Cupid is able to bewilder the whole world. What to speak of the gopis? So this is the Krishna tattva that Mahaprabhu wanted to hear, and Ramananda Rai has given us this in so many verses. So this is the conclusion of the Krishna tattva, setting the extraordinary position of Sri Krishna, which, when we do that, then eclipsing that, Radhika's position even goes higher than that. So this is the beauty of this Rai Ramananda Sangbad. We are even going to go beyond Krishna tattva, and even beyond Radha tattva ultimately, and come to the Sakhi's tattva, Sakhi's truth, and Vilas tattva. This is the sadhya that Mahaprabhu is hearing. So the sadhya ultimately is not even Krishna tattva. Tomorrow we will hear Radha tattva, and we will go even higher in these conceptions. So these are to be appreciated. Don't strain yourself to understand these topics. We simply perform our sadhan bhajan, but with the focus of the sadhya. It's giving us the sadhya, what we want to appreciate more deeply, the goal that is attainable by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, by the mercy of Guru, by the mercy of Sri Krishna. This is the goal that is attainable in this age. So this is the speciality of this Rai Ramananda Sangbad. So Rai Ramananda Sangbad ki jai, Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. How extraordinary that this conclusion of Krishna Tattva should be spoken on Sri Jayadev Goswami's Tirabhav. Jayadev Goswami principally is glorifying Krishna. So, and we had so many verses in this chapter glorifying from the Gita Govinda also. So this is the mood of Jayadev Goswami, but Mahaprabhu wants to go further than this, and we'll go there tomorrow. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah.